All right. Well, okay, you're back. All right, Kyle.
Yeah, so I ain't know what happened. All right, we should be good. I'm checking online real quick. Oh yeah, we good. We good. Oh yeah, we good. All right, shalom, shalom. We the Hebrew Israelites come to you week in and week out. Prophesy the downfall of Babylon, aka America, first and foremost. All honor and glory to Yahweh, by Hashem, Yahushua, by Hashem Avachah Kodash. Double honors to the elders, the apostles, great millstone, and the sincere shalom, all the Akim, believe in the truth, sincerity, sound doctrine, Lord willing, this lesson is edifying. Here with the brother Shalomah. Brother's going to go in on a quick lesson. Esau see us, he'd be like, these ain't the ninjas I know. Or when he see us compared to 2/3 of Israel, he know that these aren't the people that he created through, the slavery, all the time that we was here in slavery and all the indoctrination, all of the brainwashing that he's done upon the so-called blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans. And also, real quick before it leave my mind, I want to get this real quick precept. Hold on, real quick. This is Sirach, chapter 19 and 29. Yeah, hold up. Yeah, Sirach 19 and 29. It says, a man may be known by his look, and one that hath understanding by his countenance when thou meetest him. A man's attire and excessive laughter and gait shew what he is. So we go into these two precepts alone. When you see us, Salaki, when it says a man's attire, we dress and look like normal so-called, blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans in these different cities. But it says a man may be known by his look, and one that hath understanding by his countenance when thou meetest him. We may look the part as far as being blended in with the 2/3, but it's the spirit that's on us that separates us from the rest of our people. We indulge, we maybe indulge in certain things that the world does, like we go out to dinner, we go out to restaurants, we may go to sporting events, but even when we there, we're set apart. Like I remember a time when we was in Atlantic City, and brothers was fellowshipping at the door camp. We went out to eat, and a regular guy from the world seen us. Was you there? Oh, God. Well, we was in the restaurant, and a guy, like he had to. Well, we was standing outside in line waiting to go in, and it was a wait, and brothers had the chessboard out and everything. Was playing on the side on the car, and he looked at us, was like, "Man, there's something about y'all that's different. I just don't know what it is." He said, "But it's a good thing to see because I got friends from, I got friends I grew up with from." He actually used the word "the world" or whatever, but I doubt if he was an Israelite. I said, "I got friends from the world, and it's just something about y'all, the way y'all interact with each other. It ain't the same as when you see a group of blacks out, young black men out here. You would clutch your purse, or you would cross to the other side of the street." He said, "But it's something about y'all, and it's good to see." And it was spiritual because yeah, we all had on the regular clothes that we always wear, man. Like we wasn't out here, we wasn't prophesying. We just was waiting to go eat. but he just seen the spirit that was on us and how we interacted. You don't see that amongst Jake. Normally Jake loud, disruptive. Why it's taking so long? What the fuck? Why the line's so long? But hey, we just was waiting, just like everybody else. You wanted to say something, Mark?
Yeah, could you read that precept, Bob Kashar, one more time?
Khan. This is Sirach 19 and 29 again. A man may be known by his look, and one that have understanding by his countenance when thou meetest him.
So, like you were giving the example with the guy, when he looked at you, you brothers, he was able to see like there's something, because our people are spiritual people. So when he saw, he's like, yo, there's something about these guys. There's something different about these guys, right? Even like you were mentioning, yeah, we may, to the world, we may all look like so-called Black Americans, right? We look like niggas. But even with us, right? I'll use myself as an example, right? Not trying to put myself on anything, but I get a lot of looks because of the way I look, the hair and things like that, and then plus the beard. So it's like sometimes people will see, it's like, oh, they'll see a nigga and be like, okay, or another nigga, but this nigga here, what is up with him? The hair, the beard, the look, the walk. It's like, what's up with this dude? Like who is this guy? So they can tell that there's something different. We don't move the same as other people in the world. It's like, I think it says it like maybe in Corinthians, like we're a spectacle unto people and things like that. So it's like, yo, what's up with this guy? Like, who is this guy? Right? So like you were giving the example about the individual that saw you brothers, he couldn't put his finger on it, which is, which is the love of Yahweh Shai, which is in us. It's like, yo, there's something spiritual here, but I can't put my finger on what it is. Like, this is not anything like I've experienced in the world. Like, the worldly love of like, yeah, that's my dog, that's my nigga. But it's like, this is something completely different. And this is like, he's only seen it for probably like, he was probably standing there for probably like less than 5 minutes. But within that 5 minutes, he saw something completely different than all his time that he's ever seen in the world. That's all.
Hey, and that's true because another incident, me and a couple other brothers, we was in 7-Eleven late night getting, forget we were just in 7-Eleven late night, right up the street from my house, and two girls came in. They was drink. You could tell they've been drinking, and they was waiting for like pizza. And a couple brothers started interacting with them, and we was like, yeah, give us some of that pizza, and she was like, she actually offered to give us some, and then I forget what the conversation was about, but it led her to say, and she was like, nah, I ain't messing with y'all. Y'all righteous. And I looked at the other brothers, and we was like, and we just let her continue to talk, but she just stopped what she was saying, drunk and everything, like she was wasted, and she was like, nah, I ain't messing with y'all. I guess we had, the beards, the oils, you know, and we just was getting some, trying to get in and out, and she's like, nah, I ain't messing with y'all. I wouldn't do nothing to y'all. Y'all righteous. And then we just left and left it at that. So just like to add exactly to what you said, there's something about us when people see us that's not the same as if you see four Jakes out looking for ops, or just out being demons. And it was definitely in them hours, which is called the witching hours, like between like 11 to 5 a.m. Ain't nothing out there but a bunch of trouble. Normally I'm in the house around that time, but it is what it is. It just, the Lord showed us another example, just like the one we had in Atlantic City. You wanted to get some, or you want me to get it for you? All right, Con. So just like the title of this lesson, when Esau sees, he know that these ain't the niggas that was created here in Babylon or here in captivity. So I'm gonna start off with Proverbs chapter 3 and verse 31, and it says, "Envy thou not the oppressor, and choose none of his ways. And the NLT, it says, don't envy violent people or copy their ways. Just to bring that out as an example, a lot of our people has taken on the spirit of Esau, or the violent nature of Esau, and that's our oppressor. You're not supposed to really choose none of his ways, no matter no matter what it is, really. And continuing on, verse 32, it says, "For the froward and I'm reading in NLT, such wicked people are detestable to the Lord, but he offers his friendship to the godly." So when we take on Yahweh Shemel Shai and we come in as friends to the Lord, because he look at us as friends, we take on a whole new vibe, a whole new spirit. Just like when we come in this truth, the scripture that always is put out there is becoming that new man. When we come into Yahweh Shemel Shai, the knowledge of good, not knowledge of good, even slack and slip of the tongue, but when we come into the knowledge of the scriptures and the way the world really is, putting off that new man, putting off that old man and becoming that new man is an always constant process, and it's truth, and that's something that it just like it embodies us once we come into this knowledge.
Yeah, I just wanted to say that, especially for anybody that may be new watching, you have to understand that when we came over here on cargo slave ships, we at one point had our heritage, right? Or even if some of our people, living amongst, in Africa and things like that, or for the Northern Kingdom living here, we had some type of semblance of, I don't want to say righteousness, but we had some semblance of order, right? Some type of structure. Like the Native Americans, they had some type of structure of how they lived and things like that. Once, Esau came over here, he had his hands upon us. We lost our order, we lost our structure, we lost how to act and things like that, right? I often hear it many times throughout my life. My mother will always say, "What is wrong with black people?" Well, we'll tell you what's wrong with black people. You truly don't have a culture, right? This culture that you have adopted being here, this black culture is not really a culture at all. It's really just death. It's really just living in the flesh. That's why the brother brought out how our people have hate towards another, how our people kill each other and things like that. You have to understand, being amongst these other heathens, right, beginning with Esau and learning the ways of this heathen, we have now adopted their so-called customs, their cultures and things like that, and have adopted it as our own, thinking, if you want to say it like this, being like little children and thinking, oh, this is the right way to be, that this is okay, when in fact it's not, right? The thing, like I said with my mother as an example, what's wrong with black people? Yet for whatever reason, so-called black people can't look at themselves and say, why is it that we kill each other? Why are women act the way they act? Why are women whores? Why do our men kill each other? Why are our men okay with sagging their pants and things like that? Why are our men okay with being the way that they are? What is wrong with black people in general? And the problem is that you don't know who you are. And once you come into this wisdom, knowledge, understanding, you understand who you are, who the Heavenly Father is, what He requires from you, and now you act accordingly. Now you have some type of structure. Imagine like I'm sorry, not laying, but like imagine building a building. What do you do when you first start with anything? You lay a foundation. So it's finding out the names, finding out who you are, finding out how you're supposed to act and things like that. And you start building up that house, starting off with the foundation, and then you go from there. It's lucky about being long-winded, but then you build off from there. With black culture, it's anything says go. You could do whatever you want, act however you want, and nobody could tell you anything. And the funny thing about it is, niggas don't even like niggas. Niggas complain about niggas. So niggas is an issue. That whole ratchet behavior, nobody really likes ratchet behavior. Nobody really likes nigga behavior. Everybody complains about it, but yet our people still act like it. Why? Because you have, which Lord's willing, we're going to get that precept, Lord's willing, is in I'm just going to quote it for now, is John 8:44. Ye of your father the devil, and the lust of your father you will do. Esau has now imprinted his spirit onto you, and that's why our people act like him. They start doing the things. They'll look at their own people and not have an issue at all about killing them, won't feel any type of remorse. That's why our women have an evil eye towards their men, They don't feel any remorse, any sadness, like, yo, I just did something evil against my own people, my own brother, my own husband, my own children, and it's just, there's no heart there, there's no feeling there. It's cold, it's callous, just like Esau. He has cold, callous malice against us. It's like, I couldn't give a damn if you, all of you niggas die. And that's how our people act. And don't think that just because, it don't have to just be with death, especially for like women, like, oh, I don't want to see black men die. But some of you, right, with like the baby deletion thing, you're okay with seeing your own kind pass away and have no remorse with my body, my choice, but yet you're destroying a life. So
Hey, everything you said was dead on point, right? But you said something that made me think of Jake Do It with no filter or no stopping point, if that's the right words. But it's like a wild animal or a dog. When you see them doing behavior they shouldn't, like going in the trash and shaking, tearing the trash up, biting on the couch, they don't know that they're doing wrong because they're animals. You know, they don't have that filter with them. And just like wild beasts, you don't you wouldn't expect a lion not to do lion things or a leopard or whatever. Just like these niggas, man, they some of them even know that they doing wrong. It's just that they so accustomed to doing it. It's just like whatever, man. And what they call themselves, they say, "Oh, I'm a beast. I'm an animal." You know what I mean? I'm a monster. I'm a gremlin. I'm a goblin. Nigga behavior, man.
lucky, demon time.
You said demon time? Yeah, hey, demon time. That's another catchphrase Jake out here use, man. You know? But that's it. You wanted to get something.
Oh yeah, I guess I'll get it now. But yeah, just continuing my thought, if I can remember it. Essentially, like you were saying, like how our people have no filter. It's just all hell breaks loose. Like just do whatever you want. But with the scriptures, it gives you a filter. Yo, you can't sleep with another man's wife. You can't bear false witness against your neighbor. You can't do certain things, right? And then when Yahushua came, he even gave us a greater understanding, a deeper understanding of these things, right? He even went to the part where even if you look upon another man's wife to lust after, you've already committed adultery with her in your mind, because it all starts in the mind. Once you start looking at it, like, yeah, I'd hit that. And it's like, well, you've already partly already walking on your way already to adultery, right? But like I was saying earlier, it's just, you could just do whatever you want to people, say whatever you want to people. The children are rebellious to their own parents, right? They have no respect for their parents, right? Especially now in these days. And it's just only going to continue to get worse and worse, and nobody gives a damn. And it's like, think about if the story was different, right? And let's just say, just entertain the thought that there was no most high anything. Niggas would just destroy everything. There'd be no so-called black people. There'd be none of us, because niggas will just kill each other out. Baby deletion. Uh, Women will just go, sleep with the other nations, preferably Esau, and just raise up seed unto them. And it would just be, our nation would just die out, because niggas is too dumb. They can't realize anything. And really, this just turns back to, I was watching, I think I might have sent it to you. If not, I'll send it to you later if I could find it. It was something I saw on Instagram, how a man was talking about how you mostly hear about how children have father issues, right? And things like that. And essentially, as a nation, we have a father issue. We don't, some of our people are missing a father, and that is Yahweh Bashem Al Shai, right? But having adopted Esau as their father, they have now, grown accustomed to his ways and now follow after him. But right, our people are really truly missing an actual father, because a father will give you what? Guidelines on what to do, right? He will discipline you. Esau doesn't discipline our people. The only time Esau really wants to quote unquote discipline you is when it's like, okay, you're going against what I want. Like for us, you guys are calling yourselves Israelites. I don't like that. So I got to get rid of you guys. I got to do something about you. But if you guys want to, something else just came to mind that I saw on Instagram that I saved it. Something along the lines of rappers. If you rappers want to rap about killing niggas, uh, popping pills, fucking some dude's bitch, I get this money, I do. Cool, dude, all that great. Because you know what? You're just gonna bring up the next generation of just, I'ma fuck your bitch, I'm getting money, I'm popping pills, And it's just the same thing that's just regenerating over and over and over, and there's no progress, and it's just going to be death. That's all. But let me get this real quick. This is John chapter 8 and verse 44. It says, "Ye are of your father the devil, and the lust of your father ye will do. He was a murderer from the beginning, and abode not in the truth, because there is no truth in him. When he speaketh a lie, he speaketh of his own, for he is a liar and the father of it." And you see that our people have adopted this, right? Right? They go after the things of Esau. That's why they trust in him. If once we give out the understanding of the Bible and bring out the judgments and things like that, what's written of in the scriptures, our people don't like it because like they think of it as something evil. Here it is, this nation has done nothing but evil unto our people, but it's just let bygones be bygones, let them go. But if it's the other way around, you think that they're going to let you go? You think that they're just going to let bygones be bygones? If it was the other way around, you think that they're going to concern about you being saved? No, they're going to worry about themselves. But our people always want to save these other nations, right? Our people have adopted being murderers, not caring about the truth. Oh, it's my truth. That's my truth. So I stand by my truth, not what is the actual truth. And right, our people have also become liars. So you see that all these things our people have adopted, and there is no, if I could say it this way, quote unquote progress. That's why you have guys like Tariq Nasheed. They try to, fix the black community, or I think Tariq Nasheed is like one of those dudes I believe are Africans, if I'm not mistaken, like Dr. Umar Johnson. But you see that amongst these people, they're trying to fix it, but the true fix is coming back to your father, which is Yahweh Bashem Ashar. The true fix is coming back to your heritage. You'll never be fixed. You'll never be fine. You'll always have daddy issues because you're not coming back to your true father that will truly discipline you and stop you from being niggas and stop you from destroying yourself.
Con, real quick to add to what you're saying, I got the definite, and this what Jake lacks right here. Also, that scripture came to mind. They trust in oppression, you know. But real quick, temperance is what they don't add to themselves, and it means moderation in action, thought, or feeling, or restraint. And you be a 2/3 of Israel definitely don't show any of those attributes or character traits. Moderation in action, thought, or feeling. It's just do what you like. Do art thou wilt. That's what 2/3 of Israel has put on instead of the spirit of Yahweh Shemel Shai, adding temperance to their character, to their walk in his life. You got something? I'm gonna mute it real quick.
Yeah, I got that precept that you were mentioning. Psalm 62 and 10, it says, "Trust not in oppression and become not vain in robbery. If riches increase, set not your heart upon them."
Yeah, well, I brought that out as far as trusting in oppression. They trust in everything that Esau has laid out before them, and everything that they have created and given us, the music, the culture, the sports. It's keeping you, it's oppressing you from being who you naturally are. You know, and that's one of the sons of the Lord. One of the children of Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shah. And that's why the scripture says, "You are of your father the devil." And of the things, roughly paraphrasing, you're of your father the devil, and the things that he do, you will do. You know, but that's it.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I've always heard Elder Yashawamba always say this, that, you tell our people that they're the greatest people on earth, in humility, of course, and they don't like that. They are okay with being niggas, like being a nigga but like I said earlier, niggas don't like niggas. You complain about niggas. You don't like the way your life is. So wouldn't you seek unto something that's better? Wouldn't you seek and try to obtain something better? But yet it's like, yeah, nah, it's just nah, it's just nah. I'd rather be a nigga. I like being a nigga. Who's that guy? White, something white.
Charleston White.
Right. I think he had an interaction with us, not us, but like Israelites at one time, and he was like, "I'm a nigga. I ain't no." I think he said, "I'm not no Israelite or anything like that. I'm a nigga." That's a clear example right there. I like being a nigga. I like
Hey,
being.
real quick, I didn't mean to cut you off, but ISUPK also no Sakari. He was look. I forget who he was looking at. He was like, "Yeah, we them niggas." Well, the Sakari. He chose the name his camp after those niggas, and he was like pretty much like, "Yeah, we them niggas." I didn't mean to cut you off, Oxalak.
Nah, but no, all good. But I didn't even know that. But what you call it? Essentially, our people like being niggas. I like being a dumbass. I like being fucking stupid. That's essentially what you're saying. I don't like not knowing anything. I like being in ignorance. I like Esau wiping his ass with me, essentially. Salakia for sounding foolish. Essentially, that's what our people like. And when you tell them about it, they get this face like, but it's like I said, you complain about niggas. You complain about how you are. You complain about everything, but yet when we try to show you a better way, you don't like that. It's like, I don't understand that.
Hey, Shalom, Yahweh Shah Barakatah.
Hey, how about Shema Shabakatham, Shalom?
Hey, you got the floor if you had something to say, bro.
Yeah, I do have a precept to tie in with what brothers are saying.
Hey, Shalom.
1 Peter 4 and 3. Matter of fact, I'm going to read it in the NLT and I'm going to read it from the top of 1 Peter 4. This goes into, the whole concept of becoming a new man, becoming a new creature, and putting away the ways of being a nigga. So this is 1 Peter 4 and 1. Excuse me, in NLT. So then, since Hamashiach suffered physical pain, you must arm yourselves with the same attitude he had and be ready to suffer too. For if you had suffered physically for Hamashiach, you have finished with sin.
Mm.
Yeah, so that's really dealing with YAHSHAWAR though, because the NLT kind of try to rephrase it, but basically that's dealing with YAHSHAWAR. In the KJV it says, "For he that have suffered in the flesh had ceased from sin." YAHSHAWAR suffered in the flesh, and he was completely sinless. You see, and as we follow YAHSHAWAR, we are also suffering in the process of putting off the flesh, and that's what the problem with our people. They don't want to suffer. Everybody's a tough guy, so you tell them put on a garment and go out here and prophesy unto the Lord's people and unto the nations. It's easy to be out there. A lot of the things these guys do in the UFC, this, that, and the third. These guys are actually tough motherfuckers, man. John Jones. But John Jones is not going to put on a garment and get out there on the highways and hedges and prophesy about the end times because he's afraid. You see, so the Lord put that courageous spirit in his men that we completely disregard the consequences in this life of the things that we're doing. I think Elder Malcolm always mentions the men that has their lives for the witness of YAHSHAWAR. So niggas are dead set on instant gratification though, and the benefits of this life. That's why you seen John Jones at Trump's inauguration. Not just to get on him. so for some reason he came up, but there's a lot of guys like him. Different Jakes. Conor McGregor's a Jake. That nigga, he's not going to sacrifice his millions to come out here and do this. Because they enjoy the pleasures of this life. So reading on, it says, "You won't spend the rest of your lives chasing your own desires, but you will be anxious to do the will of the Most High." And that's what we have, that that righteous zeal to do the Lord's work. I'm gonna keep it brief because I've been coughing up a lot. But third verse, "You have had enough in the past of the evil things that godless people enjoy." And that's going into our people, the wicked 2/3, man. They enjoy the godless things that they participate, the evil wickedness. It says God for godless people. Really, it says the will of the Gentiles in the KJV. So they're in that heathenistic fashion. All right, and they love to have it so, just like Charleston White. He'll proudly proclaim to be a nigga to the end of it, man. Even though that dude has a lot more sense than he gives off. So he be playing dumb, but he's a damn agent is what he is.
Yep.
But anyways, it says their immortality and lust, their feasting and drunkenness and wild parties and their terrible worship of idols. You see, those Diddy parties, man. He's basically addressing that. Feasting, that's that Bacchus spirit, the Greco-Roman way. You know, turn up party. And especially Benjamin, they be wilding out over that, man. You know, go ahead, my bad.
No, I was gonna say that when in Rome spirit.
Yeah. Yeah. And then they'll say that, well, this is my culture, but if this is a Greco-Roman culture, then you this is your culture then. Remember Greco-Roman culture, that's what you're saying? But here it is, the Holy Bible has a culture, has a way. But to our people, that's boring. And guess what? In a wicked world, it is boring to follow the Most High. You see, but you got to be willing to forsake all that bullshit and and follow the Lord, man, to the best of your ability. You know, put off the old man and become a new creature in your house. You got it out.
Yeah,
Slakia, real quick, since he said that, a lot of our people don't know that, like he just said, that they say that, you know, essentially black culture is their culture, but really, you don't have a culture, because when you go back to, you know, when our people were in Africa, and like I was mentioning earlier, when Gad was living here before Esau came over here, there are certain books that will tell you that our people, you know, still was holding on to, you know, their traditions, like they found certain things with like the North American Indians, that they were, you know, they would have like the 10 Commandments, they would observe Sabbath and certain feast days, and also the circumcision. So, and we all know that that goes back to the scriptures. So that shows you that our true heritage, but again, that was taken from us. And just to show you how our people have been given their heritage, specifically mostly by Esau, right? Or by these other nations, is like when you go to like Trinidadians, for example. I don't want to speak too loud because I don't want Satan to pull up in my room or whatever. But when you go into Trinidadians, a lot of Trinidadians don't know that they're not really Trinidadians. Really, the true Trinidadians are Indians. Remember, they were here. Remember, so-called Trinidadians and, you know, Caribbeans, you came over here from West Africa. You were brought over here, and then Esau put you in those lands. You calling yourself a Trinidadian, you're not really Trinidadian. That really belongs to the Native American Indians. Specifically, I'm gonna try to say this the best I can. They were called Arawaks. I think it's
Arawak.
Okay.
Okay. You pretty much got it though.
Yep.
Yeah, they were over here. They were I'm sorry, well, over here as well in America, but also in Trinidad when you look up the history. So when you, like my parents, oh, I'm Trinidad. No, the fuck you're not. But if you tell them that, they're gonna be like, you listen, you don't know what you're talking about. But it's like, really, so what is your heritage? Because you're not Trinidadian, you're not American. So what the fuck is your heritage? Who the fuck are you? What are you? But they will argue with you till I don't know when that, oh no, I'm Trinidadian or I'm black. Where is that in the scriptures? Where is any of this culture that you have in the scriptures? Nobody likes your culture anyway. Salakik, I know, Ashia, I can see you have some, but it's like nobody likes your culture. People only like our culture for the entertainment, you know, for like football, the basketball, you know, the dancing. But really, these other nations is not really going to do it. And if they do it, they'll do it on the low, maybe, or you know, they don't really want to be seen doing it, right? Or they're really, you know, push our people to, you know, egg on our people to do it. But really, like I was saying, nobody likes niggas. Nobody does. Niggas do not like niggas.
That's right.
Yep. Like that big back lady that was in the that was trying to get in the lift, and they said, "Yo, lady, you too big." And her ass, they told her ass like, "Yo, I'm sorry, but," and this bitch really caught her attitude, bro. You see, but that's, you know what? Elder Tazaiwan made a good point about niggas. Niggas are always inconsiderate. It's like you think you're God's gift to earth. And like, yeah, we are the Lord's people. We're chosen people. That doesn't entitle you to be an asshole to everybody. You know? I remember when I was growing up, man, Southern Kingdom, they would just be a menace, bro. Honestly. Northern Kingdom too. But the ones that I grew up around, bro, they'll always be trying to pop fights. And it was funny because the Edomites would try to like set us up against each other, which is all spiritual now looking back at it. But them niggas always wanted some type of beef, bro. Dude, I'll be eating my pizza slice. This nigga come and put his finger in it and just mush his finger around. Like, yeah, nigga, I like that slice of pizza. And it's like this dude got like a bunch of goons with him. What am I gonna do? you know. And that's why it's a beautiful thing when you see brothers that are in their right mind. You're like, wow, like I'm glad that the Lord has blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans set apart, certain of them that are actually in their right mind. Because a lot of the Southern Kingdom, the scripture says that Judah would vex Ephraim. So that's an example of that. Sometimes they be vexing the northern tribe. They're doing it now. With what's his name, Tariq Nasheed, he said, "Oh yeah, well, you know, foundational Black Americans, you know, he basically supporting the whole deportation because he's like, yo, listen, if you in the FBA, the 14th Amendment was made for them, which in a sense is true, but the Native Americans, which Mexicans are included in that, they were here beforehand, you know." And they even had to dispute. There's been disputes about Native Americans, like those that are on the reservations, about their citizenship. You know, so it's a lot of wickedness, man, and it just goes to show who the Lord's people are. Anyways, I had one last part of that.
Real quick, you know something?
Yeah,
I wouldn't be surprised if Tariq Nasheed Northern King.
yeah. You might be a guy. You got to Shalom.
Yeah, Salakia, just real quick point before you bring out your precept. Like I was saying again earlier, niggas is trying to fight to be here in America, but remember the history. They don't want you here. And even with Trump being back in office, they're showing we don't want you niggas here either. We don't want Northern here. We don't want them Spanish niggas here. And we definitely don't want you niggas here either. So it's like, I did a lesson earlier as well. Our people get stupid for whatever reason when they hear something. It's like, oh, that sounds nice. Let's latch onto it. It's like, yo, nobody fucking, apologies if you have kids around as well. Nobody fucking wants you. Nobody likes you niggas. Nobody wants you here. They don't like you. And the thing is about it, our people know that, but you're fighting to stay in a land that really, let's be honest, is not yours either. It really belongs to Native American Indians. So why are you trying to fight in a land that even you don't belong here either? Nobody likes you here. So it's like, what the fuck are you fighting for? You're fighting for fucking stupidity. Nobody likes you here. This is not your land either. So what are you fighting for?
Straight vanity, bro. Straight vanity. And the thing is, like, a lot of Jakes are really ashamed. Like, going into slavery is a shameful thing. And we all went through that. You know, the curses, us being under our enemies. So a lot of our people, they finally got a little bit of bread now. So they got a little chip on their shoulder. Like, they got something to prove. Oh, yeah, like, we can build something too. We can do this and do that. But they getting ready, just as niggas are about to get their cut of America, this place is going down, and a lot of what they call FBA, Foundational Black Americans, which is the tribe of Judah, they supported Trump because they're like, shit, this nigga's talking the talk to where shit, we might actually be able to get something. A lot of them, they know that the nigga don't like them, or maybe they really are disillusioned and think that Trump is for Black people and Latino people. But either way you slice it, they're looking at it like, all right, well, economically, financially, shit, I'm about to get a piece of this. But they're sowing into this world, man. But I got a precept, and I'm gonna give it to the next brother. But 1 Peter 4:4, of course, your former friend, and this is NLT. Of course, your former friends are surprised when you no longer plunge into the flood of wild and destructive things they do. So they slander you. I mean, that one precept sums up what we go through in the faith. Coming into the faith and say, yo, I don't want to go roll up a 7-gram blunt no more. I'm speaking from experience. I was wilding out. That's why I'm suffering so much now, because of all this stupid ass shit I was doing in the world, man. But how about y'all shot, man? We got that mercy. But this is real shit. Like, brothers was wilding out, man. And then you say, like, nah, I'm gonna put that down. Oh man, you boring now, man.
You gonna put the whole 7 grams in that?
Probably more, honestly, bro.
Exactly. Hell yeah.
It looked like a nuclear missile, bro. I hit my own lungs with a nuclear missile.
Hell yeah.
But yeah, man. And it's like I was doing that shit for all this time, and I wouldn't even get sick smoking blunts. The second you repent and you come into the faith, all of a sudden you stop doing all that shit. I was talking to the bar about this. You stop doing all that wickedness, and then you start suffering.
Yep.
You like, man, when I was doing wicked shit, I didn't even get sick like that. Now I got bronchitis, I got this, I got that, I got ailments. I'm like, shit, but that's a part of counting the cost of what we're a part of. Being in this faith. I'm gonna read it one more time, and I'm gonna let the next brother have it. Where it says, "Of course, your former friends, the wicked niggas you knew in the world, are surprised when you no longer plunge into the flood of wild and destructive things they do. So they slander you. But remember that they will have to face the Most High, who will judge everyone, both the living and the dead. Yeah, the elect and the non-elect."
What scripture is that at?
1 Peter 4:4 in the NLT.
Con.
You got it, Akim.
Oh, Con, I had to see what it. I thought that's what the scripture you was reading from the KJV. Yeah. No, you got it, Shalom. My bad.
Oh, Salakia. Damn, I actually just lost my train of thought. Salakia. You could speak. Hopefully it'll come back. My bad. Just hold on.
Con. Right, yeah, just like the scripture you just brought out in the KJV, wherein they think it strange that you run not with them to the same excessive riot, speaking evil of you. I just had a situation of that, and it seems like every time I go back around my so-called family members, just had death in the family, and everybody like, yo, you still don't smoke yet? You don't do this yet? That. They think it's strange because you don't indulge in the same bullshit that they do. Like, I didn't even want to go to the funeral, to be honest, but, I went or whatever, and it just showed me again the separation. And it's a need for separation because I don't do the shit you niggas do no more, man. I'm out of place in this motherfucker. I'm only here really, right, because my mother or whatever, the relationship she had with my cousin and the relationship that I had. I went at him with the truth, he rejected it, and the Lord showed him mercy, because he was one of those niggas we talking about. Violent, demon time niggas. But that's it. You got it up.
I was gonna say something. I just remember my thought. Something that AHSHAWAR said about how our people would say, we're boring and things like that. You really realize that really when you analyze and just step back, niggas are really boring. People in the world are really boring. I've had the most fun I've ever had in my life being around brothers like Salakia, just laying out, like when we went to the Poconos and things like that, and certain times at Atlantic City. I've had the most fun time that I've ever had when I've been around brothers and the spiritual talks that we have, because there's actually growth there and things like that, as opposed to I remember these days where the bitches at, where the bitches at, and it's like no matter where you go, it's always the same thing. Where the bitches at? Oh, we go here. There's any bitches? And it's like, God damn, bro, is there anything else other than the bitches? It's like, what the fuck? Like, God damn. I recently, talked to a friend in the world, and he kind of was like, yo, we got to start going places and things like, and it sounded great, but then the conversation would come back again, bitches. I'm like,
I
fuck.
thought I left this shit.
Like, damn, like it keeps coming back up, but it's just very boring. It's not fun. And like the brother was saying about how, our people look at us as boring, but it's like really when you look at our people and when they live in the world, they're really the boring ones, because it's like if you think about it, you can have, just using an easy example, like women, you can actually have what you want in the world. Like a woman wants a good man to love them, support them, take care of them. But what? They'd rather be promiscuous. They'd rather run around, do all of this, monkey tree branch, I think it's what it's called. But it's
Monkey
like,
branch.
oh, monkey branch. Okay, my bad. But essentially, at the core, they do want a good man to hold them down, things like that. But it's like, what do they do? In the flesh, it seems fun to just jump around. In the flesh, it seems fun to get all this attention. But really, it shows that you're starved of something, because you keep seeking after something. You're not full. So you keep seeking after the next guy, the next guy, the next attention of this. But you can have what you want if you just stay with one guy and he can give you all that attention. Now, yes, his attention is going to be tied to whether, if he's a man in this ministry, he's going to have to give his time to to this ministry, or if he's just a regular individual, he's going to have to give his time to work and things like that. But you can still get what you want. You can still get a man to hold you down. You can still have the kids. You can still have that loving house. But the flesh, being in the flesh and following the ways of this world, deceives you and makes you think like, oh, it's funner to do that stuff. But you're still always lacking, because you're always going to seek after the next thrill ride. So it shows that you're lacking in something. But if you just live what people would say a boring life, which is really simplicity. Really, simplicity gets you what you want. You'll have everything. What you will be full. I believe there's a precept, I think it might be in James, where it talks about that the man of the Most High may be furnished, wanting nothing. Why? Because what? You're seeking after the things of the Heavenly Father, and it makes you full. You don't seek after, I don't have to seek after anything more than the truth. I have what I want. I just have to keep growing, Lord's willing, in the faith. It's the same thing just applied to things in the world. For you women, you could have that family. You could have these things if you would just stop being fucking stupid. And I'm sorry for cursing at times, but you have to say it like that because our people are fucking stupid. You act like fucking children, grown child.
I got that precept for you.
Oh, okay.
James 1:4. But let patience have her perfect work, that ye may be perfect and entire, wanting nothing.
Right. So again, if you just be patient instead of what was it? Monkey branching, is it?
Yeah, monkey branch.
You can have what you want. For our men, you can have the things that you want. Right now, obviously I'm speaking in terms of things of the world, right? Just to make it easier to understand. But you can have these things. It's not boring. The same thing that our people look at us and say we're boring for having a simple life. They want these things. That's the crazy thing. But the ways this world deceives them and thinks, let me go after that thrill ride. Let me, get on that fast car. I remember somebody had like a Facebook post. I remember telling Ashiar about it. I think it's live fast, die pretty. I think that's how the person said it. I think that's what it was. It's been so long since I've seen it. But it's like, so you just want to live fast and die. It's like, what type of life is that?
Hey, Kanye had the song, I think, Live Fast and Die Young.
Oh, maybe it was from that. I don't know. It's been so long.
Rick Ross.
Oh, yeah, that's what it was. Rick Ross, Kanye, and somebody else, yeah. But to add to what you were saying, bro, like a lot of Jake go back into the world from the truth because of that acronym I heard a brother bring out, FOMO, fear of missing out. You ain't really missing shit in the world, man. Nothing. Just like you said, man, I had some of the greatest times in this truth. And I had some times in the world, but I look back, it's like it was all vain, man. It was bullshit. But you got it, huh?
Right. Oh, sorry, my bad.
No, you got it.
Nah, Ashiar.
Oh yeah, my bad. I just was gonna add to what the brother said about basically, the scriptures speak about the simplicity in Yahushua, and our people are overstimulated. That's the big problem. And Babylon the Great is like a feast for your five senses. Whether it be smell, touch, sexual pleasures and promiscuity, sights, eye candy, different bitches, and men showing their bodies, women showing their bodies. Music, people are overstimulated by music, different things that they listen to. The trap song, the same 808 beat, all that shit. It fucking destroys them, man. And by the time they actually have to try to come to their senses, like in their 30s, people usually kind of wake up from that whole shit in the 20s of just like being a wild person. And by the time they're at that point, they're too overstimulated. They don't know how to just chill out. Like you, Jakes, you just need to sit your ass down and relax for a second, man. Just sit the fuck down and shut up for a second. And listen to the prophets, But a lot of them, man, they're not gonna get it until the Lord is gonna violently shut this place down, and then they're not gonna have no choice. So the spirit that the Lord gave us is to voluntarily cut all that off. It's ultimately up to Him, but He put the spirit on us to make that decision to say, I'm gonna cut all this off, and I'm gonna come into the truth. So we live a righteous, boring life, but that's the simplicity in Yahushua. There's a carnival right over there, and our job is to just we got to stay outside. And it's like the brother said, that fear of missing out. But we understood because we took a part. We partook in being a part of the world at one point. We already know what it is, man. Once you see it for what it is, like really, like what is it really? Blunts, going to the club, all right, fucking bitches, getting some designer. That shit is all played out and lame, man. There's nothing substantial. There's nothing of substance that comes from it. No families, not raising children, not teaching them the righteous ways of the Lord, raising them to be decent people. None of that. You just create a bunch of demons. That's what Jake's loved. I'm on demon time. Cardi B, she called herself the Dominican Demon. That's her nickname. That bitch, you know? And then they want to talk about the Most High. God, I know God just blessed me because of how. No, you're a wicked, evil bitch. And the Lord is going to kill you. There's nothing righteous about you. You think that the Most High, yeah, the Most High has Satan giving you gifts so he can destroy you. Like there wasn't people that the scriptures goes in about, you know, not being envious of the wicked, because the wicked will be living it up in this world. That's part of our temptation and us having to have discipline and not partaking of those things. Certain brothers had opportunities to really be, you know, so-called hot shots in this world, whatever. And a lot of brothers, I know brothers that were in the NFL. I know brothers that could have been doing this, you know, music, whatever. Brothers had different talents. And those brothers just said, fuck all that. And they just locked in on this truth, man. And they have a great reward coming for them. And that goes for all the elect that turn away from this world, man. You got it, Shalom.
Right, and everything that you just said comes back to the simple point. It's like people just like you were mentioning, there's no families, but what? Everybody wants families, everybody wants children, everybody wants to have women and things like that. Woman wants to have a good husband. But what, like you were saying, our people are overstimulated, right? Just using Eve as a very simple example, because really this world targets Eve the most because what? She is the weaker vessel. So it's what? They show you a whole bunch of Chris Browns out there with their shirts off, six-pack abs, they looking muskets, so it looks nice. Mind you, the desire that the Heavenly Father put within them is to want a man. But here it is, now you're being overstimulated to where you're seeing 10 different men. So you chase after these 10 different men, but yet you still don't get what you want. That is the way of, like the brother was saying, the way of Babylon, the way of America. It gives you all these options. You chase after them, but what? In your core being of what you truly want, which is just one thing, you never get that because they present to you all these options. Say, hey, you could have this, you could have that, you could have him, you could have, and you go after this. You have your little fun. Yeah, it's when you do things in the flesh, yeah, it's pleasurable. You have your little fun. It's great and things like that. Don't get it twisted. But at the end, right? Slack you for saying this, but it's like post nut clarity. After you done busted nut, you start looking at it like.
Yeah.
So after you done had your fun, now it's like, what did I really get out of that? Like, what was that really for after doing all of that? You don't get nothing. But then because they don't have they have a reprobate spirit, they're void of judgment, they just keep doing the same thing over and over. Our people do have a conscience. There is something clicking up here where they say, you know, I might have actually screwed over a good man, I might have actually screwed over a good woman, I might have actually done wrong to somebody, but because they're void of judgment, yeah, fuck it, the Lord will forgive me, right? And there's nothing wrong if you like, if you do something bad to somebody and you repent of it, cool. But there has to be sincerity behind it. You can't just say, hey, I know I did wrong to you, and then it's like just go on about your business and keep living like that. No, you have to do things in sincerity and truth. It's not enough to just, repent from something. You have to sincerely change your ways as well, which I believe the brother AHSHAWAR brought out earlier about becoming that new man, changing how you are. It's not enough to just say, I'm sorry, and expect the person to just accept that. You could say, I'm sorry, just to say, hey, I just don't want any bad blood between us or whatever. And, you may even bring certain things out to them. Say, hey, I may have treated you bad or I was mean to you in the past, but then that don't mean nothing. You're just saying it just to, there's something like I like to call, maybe it's not the right word, fake humility, where it's just like, hey, I'm just trying to pose as I'm humble and I'm really sorry, but really I'm not. I'm just saying this just because, like, hey, there's no bad blood. Really, you show that you're sorry, not by just saying it, but also doing things like, hey, and actually feeling it. That's the problem that our people don't want to feel. They don't want to feel bad. They don't want to feel that gut punch, essentially, like, I just fucked over somebody. And like I feel really bad. I feel like an ass. Like in the cartoons, how like maybe Tom and Jerry, they do something stupid and they have like the donkey head over the head or like the dunce hat. And like they be looking at the screen like, and it'll change to the donkey and they just feel like a jackass.
The other day.
Right. And it's like they don't want to feel that. I don't like look, just I'm sorry about what I did in the past, my bad, and they just want to walk away. There's no real feel like. And nobody's saying you got to tear. My bad as well for being long with it. Nobody's saying that you got to cry out and all that. No, but just really feel like I'm a fucked up individual. My bad. I didn't mean to do that. you know, I won't let it happen again in the past, and I'll try to be better from that. That way I don't ever screw you over or another person over again, because I don't want to have that feeling again, and I don't want to do that to a person as well.
Yeah, because Jake don't got that moral compass. You got it, Ashia.
Yeah, I got the precept. 1 Timothy 6:6. But godliness with contentment is great gain. For we brought nothing into this world, and it is certain we can carry nothing out. You Jakes act like you really taking all this with you. Even Mike Tyson said, he said, man, fuck my legacy, fuck all them belts, because that shit is going to be forgotten. And he's right. But for the elect, that's not the case. You know, what we're fighting, Lord's will with those men, what we're fighting for is an everlasting legacy. All right, but the things that we have in this life, we're not taking this with us. We're not taking this chair, this room, you know, wherever we at. None of this is coming with us. The clothes that we got on our back ain't even coming with us. They have that saying, hey, he left them with nothing but the clothes on his back. We ain't even taking that. We're not even taking these bodies, matter of fact. So that all of those things, when you consider that, it's like, man, let me just detach from this world the best I can. Because it says, I'm going to read on one more verse. And having food and raiment, let us be there with content. You see, and that's not enough for Jake. A lot of Jakes, they got enough to get by. They got food, they got raiment, but it ain't enough, especially for the nigga woman. Oh, forget it. All these women, though. The Northern Kingdom woman, at this point in the game, she is just as bad as the nigga woman. Honestly, she's just as bad. Some of them, you'll find them to be even worse because they got that deception. Oh, she's a light-skinned bitch. Nah, listen, them bitches will do you straight dirty.
Yep.
They'll set you up. They'll do all that shit the same way. It's the same species. Just the spots might be a little different, you know? But point being that they have that mindset of it's never enough. It's never enough. I seen one of these Alpha Spear, whatever, podcasts, and the dude was interviewing a woman, and she said, I went on a date with a man, and I asked him some questions because he had a good job. He was making good money. He worked for airline, Delta Airlines, right? And she said, yeah, so what's next? And he was like, nothing, I'm good. I'm going to just keep doing what I'm doing. He said, right there, I knew it was over with. Right there, I knew I just had to move on. I had to, you know, he was off my radar after that. And it's like, yo, they always want something else, and evil will never be satisfied, yo. There's that meme where the dude has the moon on his shoulders, and she's like, or the earth on his shoulders, and she's like, nigga, what about the moon and the stars? What about the sun? You ain't bring that?
Yeah.
You know, because again, they can never be satisfied. They just want more and more and more and more and more. That's just like Esau. That's that arrogance. That's why America, Babylon the Great's about to be destroyed. Look at this nigga Trump. He's so arrogant. People can't see it, but he's bringing this place to its doom. He's alienating America from every single nation. So that arrogancy, yeah, China, they won't get in line. Yeah, Russia, they gonna listen to what I say. Listen, bro, those times are over with. America doesn't have the same weight. And the same thing applies to Eve.
Man.
Go ahead, my bad.
No, my bad. Obviously, he ain't America's not the bully on the block no more, man.
No, it ain't. And you know, same thing goes for Eve. You don't got the same sway no more. That goes to show you that her and Esau, their power is directly correlated. Because now that he's going down, she's going down. And she doesn't have the same sway. A lot of men are checking out, man, I'm going to go overseas and all that. You got it, Shalomar.
No, Salaki, you're on point. After you was talking, I was going to bring up that same point that Eve and Esau is the same thing. The way he's losing his power, you can see that same thing with Eve. Nobody is, like you were saying, men are leaving the country and things like that. And because they're so, you know, in here with the pride and the ego and everything, they can't see like, yo, you don't have it anymore. That covering, that covering, I can't find the proper word, but that whatever that you had over men, the
Illusion.
sunglasses,
Illusion.
The illusion in men's minds that you had where you're this perfect angel of being that can do no wrong. It's not like that anymore. It's the same thing with America. People are seeing America for what it truly is. And it's the same thing with Eve. People are seeing Eve for who they truly are. And they're checking out. But what? America's like, nah, these other countries, nah, America's going to be that power again. What was Trump saying? We're going to be respected and things like that. Eve is saying, like, nah, these men, what is Eve now saying? oh, men is acting sassy now. From one thing is you can't see that. Look, men just want respect. How hard is that? Don't women talk about they want respect, but men can't say that they want respect neither. So I just want to add that because that was the same thing I'm thinking, that even Esau, it's like it sometimes makes you wonder, like, damn, did the Lord give us Edomites as women? Because like, what the fuck?
I got a quick precept about the comment board.
They in the spirit of Edomites. You got it out.
Oh, my bad. Brother ATL I know put up Isaiah 25:7, and he will destroy in this mountain the face of the covering cast over all people, and the veil that is spread over all nations. That was for you, Shalom.
Oh, I'm sorry. Could you read it again? 'Cause I thought you said something else. 'Cause I was holding something else. But my bad. What was that again?
Yeah, but based on what you were saying, the brother brought out Isaiah 25:7. And he will destroy in this mountain the face of the covering cast over all people, and the veil that is spread over all nations. It adds to UN what AHSHAWAR was saying as far as Trump, trying to bully the nations and everything, and the people not seeing Eve for what she actually really about.
Right, because that mountain is talking about is America, and the covering cast is that pretty much like you said, the perfect word, that illusion of making America seem like what it is. The same with Eve, putting that illusion to make it seem like, because hey, what is a mountain? And sometimes when you climb a mountain, what you're on, like the fuck, I'm missing the words to find, but like you're on a pedestal essentially. You're on like a high point,
The
and that's
summit.
pretty much, huh?
The summit
Right.
of the mountain.
And that's pretty much how America is looked at, and women is looked at here. Salakia, one second.
Just to add to what our brothers were already speaking on, as far as the women in America, that appetite it has. I was going to bring this out for you earlier, Ashia, but it's the definition of insatiable, of an appetite or desire impossible to satisfy.
Yeah.
It's impossible to satisfy these women. You say, what? You got the moon, but what about the stars and the planets? And then America, it ain't enough that you got what you got everything that you got. It ain't enough, and that's why if this devil ain't stopped, technology ain't enough. The robots, he gonna kill everything out here. He gonna kill everything that the Lord created as far as life out here if he was to be able to continue, man. So that's why the Lord gotta, stop him in his tracks. We at that time. But you got it, right?
And that's these women, they're obsessed with comparison. There's a commandment that says thou shalt not covet. They love to covet though. They're obsessed with coveting. Because a man will give them all these things like stability, it might not be the most glamorous thing ever, but bitch, you're taken care of. But no, this bitch, I saw this bitch on Instagram. Becky and them, they were in Turks and Caicos. Like, you'll never take me there. You'll never do this. You'll never do that. But here it is. You got more than a lot of women have. But it's the obsession with, they're hypergamous. So, well, the next one, and then you're played out. Them guys that got all the bread, they don't even want you. That's the thing. I've seen it happen so many times. I'm gonna let brothers have it, but these women that look good, they inevitably fall into the same fucking trap every time. They had a decent dude that they could have just rolled with him, but it wasn't good enough. It was boring. It wasn't exciting enough. I didn't have that Disney movie feel no more, so I had to move up. And then when they get up there to this level, them dudes got many options. So they just like, this bitch is a breezy. I already know what she's about. I'm gonna pop, have my fun, and move on. And they really think they're gonna be, coronated as the queen next to some rich guy. Like, no, bitch. And you got played out. Then you got to circle back. Now those guys are figuring it out. So now you got no options except to be a cat lady.
Hey, a dog mommy. Hey, but if you ever peep it, right, the uglier women or less attractive women be kept a lot. A lot of the attractive ones be pumping dumps. So it adds just exactly what you were just saying as far as these so-called good-looking women. Compare that to Babylon. Babylon was so attractive at one point. Now is undesired. So yeah, you got it. Whoever wanted to say something.
I think Shalom was saying something.
Carl, you got to shout him up.
Oh no, I lost my train of thought. Sorry, somebody had to come in my room for something. So my bad. I lost my train of thought. What I was saying earlier. My bad.
All good, all good. I got a little more in 1 Timothy, unless another brother got something.
Nah, you got it, bro.
All right, so 1 Timothy 6:9. But they that will be rich fall into temptation and a snare. You see again, that desire for more and more and more and more. And that's what America has, and that's what the inhabitants of America has. And into many foolish and hurtful lusts. And it's all a facade, man. People be on Instagram. A lot of people that have the most successful businesses you know about, they don't got no social media at all. And a lot of people, they got 1 million followers and they fucking broke. You see? And that's what happens. These women, they get followers, but then what they got to do? Oh, might as well go do OnlyFans.
Might as well go to Dubai.
Yeah, they go get shitted on, bitch.
Yep.
But it says, which drown men in destruction and perdition. Yep. And the word there for perdition is apoleia, destroying, utter destruction, the perishing ruin, the destruction which consists of eternal misery in hell. Well, we know that they ain't going to be eternal, but yeah, you're going to be in that lake of fire. All right. And I got one more verse here. It says, for the love of money is the root of all evil. You see? Because people will say money is the root of all evil, but they just completely dodge, or miss the first part of that quote. The love of money. Everybody needs money to live. We all got to go out. So does that mean you're wicked? Yo, I made a check. I worked my ass off and I made enough to provide for my family. That don't make you wicked. It's the love. It's the lust. It's when I got to have more and more and more and more and more when you go astray. All right. Which while some coveted after, they have erred from the faith. And that's why the scripture says, I believe it's in the Apocrypha, that between buying and selling is sin, as a nail in between the wall, something like that. But basically it mentions that because in those activities and buying and selling, people will do a lot of shady things in order to better themselves or get ahead on the next man. And whether that be scamming, giving somebody some you got it?
Yeah, I got it. The precept. Sirach 27:2. I'm going to start at 1. It says, many have sinned for a small matter, and he that seeketh for abundance will turn his eyes away. As a nail sticketh fast between the joining of the stones, so doth sin stick close between buying and selling.
Yep. Sin stick close between buying and selling because people will compromise their integrity. People will sell themselves. People will sell their bodies. People will sell their integrity. People will do unbecoming things. That's what the selling out is all about. That's what being in Hollywood is all about. Oh yeah, go ahead, man. Go. I just seen Israel Adesanya. You know him from the UFC, right?
Yep.
Yeah, he was on there on a video call with Drake, and the nigga Israel Adesanya. This dude is the UFC. He was the UFC champion. He lost, and now I can see why. This nigga painting his nails and doing. He had French tips. Some weirdo bugged out Batiman shit. Go ahead, Shalom.
No, I was gonna say, show me our news. I'm talking about Caleb Williams, the quarterback for
Yep. Chicago.
he was painting his nails as well, and you wonder why y'all didn't win nothing. Yeah, you got a nail painter, that's why.
Yeah, the Lord ain't with that. You soft, man. Because even for those guys, like the Lord don't be having like the biggest, most effeminate guys win. Like if you big, the dudes that be winning big, they have some masculinity at least, especially nowadays. You got Francis Ngannou, John Jones. I know I shitted on John Jones earlier, but he's really a man's man though. When you look at the guy, he's a man's man. He don't play no bullshit. What's the dude that got into Saquon Barkley on the Eagles? Yeah, I don't see him doing no weirdo shit like that. I mean, correct me if I'm mistaken, but what's his name? The Chiefs quarterback, Mahomes, yeah. He's got like a masculine vibration, but these guys, they start doing that weirdo Batiman shit and they fell off. That's why that nigga Drake got shitted on. You see Adesanya, all these guys, they get a tap into that left hand and then they just become worse.
Yep.
Because it's a desperation. Let me just finish this verse. It says, For the love of money is the root of all evil, which while some coveted after, they have erred from the faith and pierced themselves through with many sorrows. You see? Yeah. So that's many sorrows comes with that chasing that bag, you know, and lusting after that bag. Like, how much fucking money do you need, bro? Oh, you need the Bugatti, you need this. Eve needs the G-Benz, this and that. Hey, man, wait till you see a chariot. Then you're going to know what real, you know, real wealth is. You know, you got it.
You got to shout them out.
Yeah, since you mentioned that, I'm going to send this to you as well, Samuel, but let me see if I can find this real quick.
Yeah.
Where is it? It shouldn't be too far. Because this is what I was talking about earlier, where it's like all dudes keep talking about is just the amount of money that they're getting. Hold on, just Bob. Okay, here it is. Let me see if I can. This what pisses me off about rappers. Sometimes they only got the same two topics. You feel me? And sometimes the topics just coochie booty, money. Coochie booty, money, Zaza. The same shit. You do not have that many bags. You do not have that many bitches. You are not that P. Stop. It's the same shit. Coochie booty. Good coochie, wet coochie. You feel me? Money, you know what I'm saying? Zaza, you feel me? Switches, you know what I'm saying? Same subject. Y'all ain't found no story yet. Y'all ain't found no real story yet. Y'all ain't found nothing to talk about yet. Come on. This what pisses me off about rappers. Sometimes they only got the same two. Yeah, but that's it.
Yeah. What's next after that? See, we have a what's next after this. What's next after this is the kingdom. Lord willing, we a part of that elect going into the kingdom. Jake in the world don't have that. All he have is the next hoe that's already been used up. Even if she had just one other partner besides the first one she ever was, she already used up. Canaan, we gonna get virgins, man. Not too many of them rapping niggas can say they had that. Because if you look at entertainment and sports, they all passing around the same group of bitches, man. How many of these girls that get with these basketball players or football players got babies by 4 or 5 other entertainers, man? So yeah, man, that just to add to what that clip you just played, bro. But you got it.
Oh no, I ain't got nothing. Just want to just tie everything back to the point of what we were saying, that going back to like the title of the lesson that you came up with, like when Esau sees us, he doesn't see us as pretty much the ninjas that pretty much he brought up, and it's like, yeah, because we've been given the spirit, so we have a different spirit. We don't have the spirit of niggas in the world. We're different. We don't do what they do. So that's why, it's like, what is this? Like, why are they out there? Actually, hold on, let me get that. And that was the other precept I was thinking about.
We probably could close it out on that if y'all want.
Revelation. Right, yeah. So this is Revelation chapter 11 and verse 11. It says, "And after 3 days and a half, the spirit of life from the heavenly Father entered into them, and they stood upon their feet, and great fear fell upon them which saw them." So that 3 days, 3 days and a half is talking about that 350-year period where we didn't have the spirit, right? And then what? The spirit of life, which is this wisdom, knowledge, understanding, entered into us. And now when our enemies saw us, it's like, hold on, wait a minute. We produce niggas, didn't we? The projects, we brought up niggas, right? So why am I seeing niggas calling themselves Israelites, right? Beginning with the elders and apostles, King Mashah, Elder King Mashah, High Priest Yaquab, and then going down to Elder Apostle Tar, Elder Apostle Gabar. It's like, we brought up that. Imagine a meeting of that where these top bank families, right, and they may have their subordinates underneath them. Did we not raise up niggas? Why is it that we see niggas no longer calling themselves niggas, but calling themselves Israelites? Who the fuck told them this shit? Start looking around like, I ain't say nothing. So who the fuck told them? Well, it was the spirit of the Heavenly Father that raised us back up. He put that information beginning with our elders, and then their elders, the elders underneath them, and now we have the spirit of life. We now know who we are. We now know who you are. So now it's like, what the fuck is going on? So that fear is like, if they find out who they are, and they find out the name of their God, and they continue, it is an issue because they have the history. They know going back to what David was doing and some of the righteous kings. We don't want to deal with that because if their God is on their side, we can't do nothing to stop them. We can stop niggas. We can't stop Israelites.
That's
And
right.
that's what they fear.
That's right. So yeah, you know, that's pretty much the lesson. Let's brothers got other points of precepts. We can close it out. Just like the title lesson. Esau see us and be like, these ain't the niggas I know, you know. But guess what? The niggas you didn't create here in America, we gonna be the ones that win, and Lord willing, be part of that winning team. You know, either way, Israel as a whole is on the winning team, but we want to make it on that first go round. You know, so with that, you know, Lord willing, this was an edifying lesson. We want to give all honor and glory to Yahweh, by Hashem Yahweh Shah, by Hashem Avachah Kodash. Double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone, and the sincere Shalom, all you Akim, laboring in truth, sincerity, and sound doctrine. Shalom. Mawaf Lababal, Death to Babylon. Shalom.